Hello, everyone. So, we will talk about your first Lord or your ascendant Lord going to the eighth house and what could be the possible results. Okay. So, we all know the first Lord is nothing but your ascendant Lord, which is nothing but you and your personality. And we all know a little bit about the eighth Lord, eighth house, which is not considered as a very, very good house in Vedic astrology. Why? Because it causes sudden ups and sudden downs. So we will look at what could be those sudden ups and what could be those sudden downs, and what are the personality traits of when the first lord goes to the eighth house. Okay, I may not be able to cover all the ascendants. So if you have any specific questions, especially if you have any conjunctions or aspects, okay, the results will be very, very different. So we'll have to look at the other aspects of your charts and then see what the results could be. Okay. So what is the eighth house? First, quickly, let's understand what is the eighth house. Now, eighth house is the house of transformation. Okay, which is why it is feared. People do not want to transform. Now, the transformation can be good, which means someone who was morbidly obese and has put in great effort and lost about 50 kgs or 100 pounds and now is fit and is posting the transformation videos on social media. We've all seen those kind of transformation. That is seen from the eighth house. Okay, that is a positive transformation. Becoming a mother for the first time, now that is a transformation. All right. So any kind of transformation, there is some eighth house related activity that can be observed. Okay. Now, certain things which can be really bad about the eighth house is people at times can lose a lot of money, especially if they are into any kind of eighth house related business or career, which means if you're into the stock exchange, or if you've put your entire life saving into cryptos, all right, suddenly something can happen, something can trigger, for example, even a natural calamity which is not in your hand, or a war in a country which you have nothing to do with, and that can completely crash the market and you can lose all your money. Okay, sudden changes. Accidents can be seen from the eighth house. No one plans to have an accident. Okay. The research industry is seen from the eighth house, especially if you have Mars in the eighth house and if you are an Aries ascendant. So very good placement. Okay. People want to know about anything that is unknown. People can, with this placement, they can also become scientists. All right. Anything to do with occult. Astrologers are seen with, especially if Jupiter is in the eighth house, because Jupiter wants knowledge. Jupiter wants to seek more knowledge. And what does Jupiter do after seeking knowledge? Jupiter wants to impart knowledge. So if Jupiter is in the eighth house, people may have great interest in any field which is research. If you're into IT, if there is involvement of Rahu, they could be into some kind of IT related field where analytics and research, data science is involved. Okay. Even if there is Mercury involved, people could be into some kind of a industry where they have to analyze or research on data and then come up with something. If Moon is there, okay, they might have great interest in human psychology, especially abnormal psychology. They could become psychiatrists as well. Right? If you're a Sagittarius ascendant, okay, and if you have Jupiter placed there, you could also consider psychology. You could be a professor in psychology because Jupiter is exalted there. It's very, very powerful. All right. So 8th house is also the house of your spouse's family, which is nothing but your in-laws. So if you have your first lord in the 8th house, something very good to do is to make sure that your mother-in-law is very happy. Okay? Because there is some kind of an unfinished business with the spouse's family. Your 8th house is also the assets or the savings or the entire family of your spouse. So the more you have good relationship with your spouse and spouse's family, also a great placement for you to have some kind of a joint. If your 7th house, especially if your 7th house is well placed and your Venus and Jupiter are also well placed, it's a great placement for people to have a joint business with the wife or the husband's family. Get into the family business, expand the family business with your own skills. Okay? What things that you must avoid in the 8th house? If your ascendant lord goes to the 8th house, is make sure that if you're getting into gambling, you're taking calculated risks. Any kind of speculation, lottery, don't go obsessive. If there is some kind of Rahu involved in the 8th house or Rahu is aspecting the 8th house lord, okay, you must be careful that you do not get obsessive about gambling or anything that can make you lose all your money. Okay. Also, 8th house is the house of your genitals. So your sex and physical intimacy is also seen from the 8th house. Okay. The other things that you can venture into in 8th house, it's also a great placement if you have interest in anything under the earth. If you're into the industry of mining, gardening, scuba diving, research, it's very, very good if you are secret services. If Mars is involved, you could be a detective. If Moon is there, you may have great interest in movies to do with mysteries, murder mysteries. Okay. If Sun is there, you need to be a little careful because Sun doesn't really like being in the 8th house because Sun is a luminary, and 8th house is also the house of your secrets, things that you do in secrecy that you don't want the world to know about. Okay. So if you're a Leo ascendant and your Sun goes there, so make sure that your secrets don't come out in the world. If Saturn is there, people can have a really, they can do something in their life that they leave legacy. They could be remembered. They could be remembered for something that they've done. They could be singers, authors, or anything that they could be into sports. They could be scientists. And they could be remembered after they're gone. Okay. Mercury is there. You could consider doing business, anything to do with the 8th house. Okay. You could consider doing business, joint business with your spouse's family. You could also consider doing business with your father's older siblings. It's the house of your father's older siblings as well. All right. So if Rahu and Ketu are involved, it will behave exactly how the sign that is placed there. For example, if Rahu is there for an Aries ascendant, Rahu will start behaving like Mars. And same with Ketu. So if you want to know more about it, watch my Rahu playlist and see how Rahu plays up in these houses. Right? So thank you very much for your time and stay tuned for more.